Okay, we're getting close for our next investigation. This one takes us to a place in southwestern Indiana in Greene County. It's a small little town called Marco, Indiana. The town, I think, was established like in 1816, so it's a very, very old town. And there's a 155-year-old church in this area. I've talked to the owner, Kate Davidson, a couple times and learned a lot about the history of the church, the county, and what's happened and her experiences here. So it's been very intriguing, all the different things she has talked about and things that have happened. Greene County itself has a dark history. So I think this investigation, I feel from anything I've been on, I think this one feels different. So I'm kind of really anxious to see what this one brings and what we might find out. So I'm Linda, Tori, and Cameron's in the back taking a nap before we take off here. But we should be there in about 5 minutes. So then we'll talk with the owner and find out more about her experiences with the church and where she's going with that. So this should be kind of interesting. So
I'm anxious to get there.
Kind of anxious to see what we find out. So. Okay, you guys.
Hi, I'm Kate Davidson. I'm the owner of Spirits of Marco. So after COVID, we sold our house, our cars, everything, and traveled for a couple of years. I started to get a little nervous because we didn't have a house, which I thought that's what I wanted. So we ran across this website. It kind of just popped up on Facebook or Google. I'm not really even sure where it popped up. But I started looking through, and we found the church, and there was also a general store. I just always felt like I was going to pick the church. I just felt more drawn to the church. We were not familiar with the area. I knew nothing about the area. I've never been here. So we bought the church and moved here and went from there.
You didn't know the previous owner. You didn't know any of the history of the church at that time.
No, I knew nothing. I knew it was an operating church up until around 2020. And that's all I really knew. So we were probably the only owners that were here consistently and for a longer period of time since the church disbanded.
I mean, different groups were in the church. It wasn't. I think the church, being a Christian-based, that there you said there was pagans, Christians, and atheists.
Yeah, back when the town was formed. So back in 1869. I was really surprised to learn this, but there were pagans, atheists, and Christians in the area that were recognized. I'm sure they were always in the area, but not recognized. And the town went together financially and physically and built the church, and it was used by everyone. It was reserved for the Christians on Sunday, but pagans and atheists used it for different meetings and worship, I guess, and different days of the week.
I'm going to ask you more about your background, of how you started doing or came connected to doing the investigations.
So I grew up in southeastern Kentucky in the Appalachia area. My grandma was Native American Appalachian, so I just grew up with this. I think when you grow up in that area, it's just part of you, sort of. I've grown up believing all this, some of the stories and things like that from that area.
Tell me then about what happened that made you now think of things like where this going.
So things started happening pretty quickly, like almost as soon as we moved in. So we could hear walking up here, and we could hear shuffling sounds, and then the whispers started. So my husband never really was a big believer. He needed that hard proof that something was otherworldly. And then one night we were downstairs, we were in bed, and my doorbell cameras were off their porch. They were charging. And my phone notified and said someone's at the side door or something like that. And as soon as I grabbed my phone, we heard running from one end all the way to the back. That wall wasn't there, so it was like heavy running all the way to the back. So my husband was sure that someone had gotten in, and so he grabbed the big mag light, and I think he grabbed a hammer. And he ran up here, and there was no one here. It was like everything was locked. There was nothing out of place. But that, I think, may have been the turning point for him, because I said, is that proof enough for you? Because you can't explain that. We both heard it. And at the time we didn't have dogs, but we had the cats. And even they were like looking around like, what was that? Because it was loud. It was really loud. So I said, tell me you've heard these other things too. And he's like, well, I have, but I just didn't want to believe it. And he sees a lot more shadows than I do, which is surprising to me. I don't know if something's trying to prove itself to him or something. And he's also heard a little girl say mama down at the table. And I've asked the little girl to talk to me, and I've never heard her, but he's heard her twice, heard the little girl say mama. But we both heard it sounds like a female whispering. Sometimes you can hear like muffled conversations that you think someone's outside, but there's no one out there. You can just hear the conversation, but you can't make out like real words. You just hear the conversation. I always feel like it's something wanting to get in, but can't come in. But we do see it, like before I was sitting here, and before an investigation or something, I'll come in and I'll talk to them and tell them, we have some people coming tonight, and they're not going to hurt you and you're safe. And I was seeing all this movement back there earlier today, and to the point I was trying to read my book, and it's just like little flashes of movement. And sometimes it's light, and sometimes it is a darker shadows. So I had some people come in and just investigate and kind of see what they found, and they were like, you've got to let people come in and see this. So that's how it kind of evolved into now it's open for investigations. A lot of people say that when they cross those tracks, they feel an energy shift, that there's something different. They talk about like the hills have eyes. They say it's like one of these little weird little towns that it's definitely a different energy here. I think it goes back to that pagan story so there were pagans in the area, and there's a story, this happened in the late 1880s. There's a story that a young man who was not pagan, he was one of the Christian families, he had fallen in love with one of the pagan women, and she was not interested in him. She didn't want anything to do with him. And he thought it was a religious thing. So he thought if he became pagan, then she would be interested in him. So he didn't understand what paganism was. He just thought it was he thought it was some dark religion or something, but he was willing to do that to win this woman. And he opened himself up to things that he didn't understand, and some dark energy it didn't take over. It wasn't a possession. It was more like an oppression situation. And he did terrible things to the town, his family, to this woman. And after several months, the family came to the church and asked for help and said, this is not our son. He's not acting right. He's doing these awful things. He's mean. He's violent. Something's wrong. And the church agreed they called them prayer sessions. I don't know if in that time that would equate to like an exorcism. I don't think it was to that extent. And after several times of these prayer sessions over several months, he got out from under this oppression that he was under. When he realized how awful he was embarrassed, he felt guilty, he just was beside himself because he did these things. And he went out in the woods and hung himself. Some people believe that because they helped this young man, they helped rid him of this energy or this darkness that was over him, but they didn't do anything to rid the town of it, so it's still around. And some people believe that might be what causes some of these other bad things that have happened around here with the missing and murdered women. There's one other documented death on the property. There was a man named George. He was a railroad worker. So when the town first started to establish, they were actually backed by the cemetery. But when they put the railroad through, they moved the town over on this side of the creek for trade purposes and things like that. So there was a man working on the railroad. He was from out of state, and there was an accident. They took him to the doctor's home where the doctor's office was, and he said, he was religious and he knew he was probably not going to make it, and he asked to come to the church. So they brought him to the church, and he died here later that evening. So there is one documented death here. Some people have said that they've made contact with George and that he's very friendly, but he's sad. Back then, they couldn't preserve a body to take it back to Virginia. They could, but it cost a lot of money and it was a big deal. So he's buried away from his friends and his family. So they say he's unhappy because of that. In the 1920s, the KKK came into Indiana pretty strong, and it was huge in this area, like other areas of Indiana. And we do know that church members were members of the KKK, and they had meetings here in the church. So I feel like sometimes there's some negative energy from that. That also was a big part of the KKK activity. Coal miners are notorious for striking and things like that. So when they would go on strike, the minorities would come in and do the work. And they didn't like that because they felt threatened for their jobs then. And that, I think, was also a big contributor for why it was so strong in this area. My neighbor was telling me some history because he grew up around here. He's lived here his whole life. He was telling me back in the 1920s and 30s, he said every councilman, every attorney, every judge, even your doctors and your attorneys in the area, they were all part of the KKK. And if you Google sundown towns in Indiana, Linton, I think this area would come up, but it's so small, it's like not on the map. But Linton will still come up today as a sundown town.
I'm going to talk to you about like the missing, which I find this so bizarre.
It's bizarre.
And then missing people, and mainly women, right?
Mm-hmm. There are some men, but the majority are women. The legend of Polly Barnett, and that's kind of known around here. That's like the first one that I actually heard about. But her daughter went missing, and she spent the rest of her life looking for her. She actually drove herself kind of crazy. She would just walk all over looking for her. It's rumored that she stayed here, would come in to sleep in the church. The church was never locked up. The church was always open to the people. She would sleep in barns and on people's porches, but she looked for her daughter until she actually died, and she's buried over in Linton. But that's probably the first one that I'd heard about. But then there's just a long, long history of women disappearing. Some of it you can account to the KKK. A lot of them were minority women, but a lot of them were just random, different ages. There's a lot of women who had mental disabilities that had gone missing and were later found murdered. Some have not been found, some have been found. There were 4 women from this immediate area that went missing. 2 were found murdered, and a man confessed to the murder, and one has never been found. She disappeared from the cemetery. Eva Hale, she was a 79-year-old woman. She lived in Terre Haute, and her brother was buried in the cemetery, and she came to visit his grave, and the neighbors near the cemetery noticed her car there and noticed it had been there all day. So they walked over. Her purse was there, her keys were there, money was in her purse, the pumpkin was still there, the trunk was open, but she was gone, and she's never been found. There was another lady, Rita Buffington. She lived about 6 miles south near the Green Sullivan Forest. She was 33, but she had a mental deficiency, and she disappeared. She was later found along the banks of the Richland Creek near Bloomfield. And then Audra Page, she was a 78-year-old woman. She lived in Bloomfield, about a mile from where Rita's body was found. She disappeared. She walked with a walker. At first they thought she wandered off, but she could barely go to the bathroom by herself. And her body was later found about a mile from where Rita Buffington lived, in the edge of the Green Sullivan Forest. She had been murdered. And then the 4th one, they lived straight out about 100 yards in front of the church. A woman and her husband lived there, and she went missing, and she was missing for 4 years. They always thought the husband was responsible, but they didn't have enough evidence to do anything about it. And after 4 years, they had some evidence they were going to implicate some of his family members, so he confessed. And the story he tells is that it was like a heat of the moment kind of thing. He didn't mean to kill her, but it got out of hand, and he did, and he got scared. And at the time, he worked in the coal mines. He drove her body to the coal mines and dumped her down an abandoned mine shaft. And at the time, this happened in 1996, he confessed in 2000. And at the time, it was going to cost $6 million to go down and find her body, and no one could really afford to do that. So she's never been recovered. Some people believe that she's not in the mine shaft, that he just said that because he doesn't want her body recovered, because evidence would show that's not how she died. It wasn't a spur of the moment kind of accident, that it was an intentional thing. The newspaper article said he beat her with his fist and a shovel. They found her blood on a shovel and his mining hat. But either way, her body has never been recovered. Her family has never been able to give her a proper burial. When she was missing for those 4 years, her family went everywhere, anything they could do to try to find her. They went to psychics, and 2 different psychics told them, look in the well. And I think it's interesting, there's a decorative yard ornament wishing well down there by where they had a mobile home down there. And I think they're picking up on that well. I don't think she's buried down there or anything, but I think that's where he killed her, which contradicts his story of where he killed her and how it all happened. He was questioned. He told me himself that he was questioned in the other lady's disappearances, especially the one from the cemetery. He was sentenced to 45 years for his wife's murder. 15 years were suspended. He only served 15 years, and he got out in 2016. He's currently incarcerated, but he is getting out soon for parole violations. But he's on supervised probation until 2031. But he's another character where people think, was there a serial killer in the area? There is a documented serial killer from Linton, Orville Lynn Majors. He was the nurse, and he was like the mercy killing or angel of death kind of person. He killed a lot of the elderly in the hospital he worked at. So, in that proximity to have 2 different, those were the 4 from this immediate area, or, pretty close, like a 25-mile radius of each other, that think maybe there was a serial killer involved. And then the one in Linton, there was another one. And then that's just 4 of the women that have gone missing. There's been several women found in the White River or along the banks of the White River, which the creek from behind us branches off from the White River. So some people feel like there's some energy from that travels with the water that may have something to do with some of the activity around here. So this guy was found, my husband was up in the bell tower in the first layer. There's 3 layers, and he was in the first layer. And he was just laying on the floor as you cross into the attic. He brought him down, and I kept him. There's no history of like the Underground Railroad or anything like that, so I don't know. I don't think a child would have got up in there. You have to get on like a 30-foot ladder, and then you still have to climb a little bit more. I don't know how he got up there. I don't know what it was used for. People have different ideas. Some people think it's some symbolism of the KKK. I don't really feel anything creepy from him. But so he has a permanent home, and then a friend of mine just found him a mate. She has a peg leg though, and I just never noticed that her leg is shorter than the other one. But I guess that's how you know it's handmade. The plate actually came from the neighbor that killed his wife. He brought it down and thought the wife would want it and gave it to my husband. This is what the church used to look like. It used to be a really cool steeple. A storm came through, I think they said in the 70s, and tore it down, and they couldn't afford to replace it. So now they just stuck a cross up there. But this is the church, what it used to look like.
That is a one-of-one plate for sure.
And then it actually says something on the back.
Wow.
Hold on. Just
After the town of Marco. I agree, like not wanting to take it.
I kind of didn't want to take it, but I had to take it.
Yeah,
and then this shoe was found in the crawl space underneath the bell tower.
Wow.
It looks like there used to be a heel on it, and maybe a mouse or something got a hold of it. My husband found it when he was looking at the floor and the joist under the, there's a ladybug in here. When he was looking at the joist under the bell tower, I told him, first I said, just put it back. I don't want to disturb it, just put it back. And then I had a team in here, and the lady was a corrections officer, and she said, I was telling her how the neighbor always tries to, the guy that killed his wife, always wants to come inside. And she said, do you think he left something inside that he's trying to retrieve or wants to relive or something? And that's when I remembered the shoe. So we went and got it out of the crawl space and gave it a display place.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
And what's the story of the casket?
So the casket, we found it on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. It was just a Halloween prop, but what I wanted to do with it is I wanted to stand it up and make it like a comment section, like a comment box. We brought it in, we set it down, and we just left. And our cameras, we have cameras all over, we were getting notifications all like one after another. So I turned the cameras on. You could hear like heavy walking and shuffling sounds. It was really active in here. No one was here. It was all picked up on the cameras. I think it was just a trigger object. It just maybe they thought there was a funeral. There were several funerals here. The altar was just back behind where that wall is going to be. So it's pretty close to where a coffin would have sat if there was a funeral going on here. This is the bell. The bell is original to the church. It does still ring. I hope it doesn't fall on me one day when I do that. But yeah, it still rings. It's still original, or is original.
That's where the bat is sometimes?
The bat's up in there. Yeah, the bat's there. I think he comes through these holes. So my husband did these holes for electric. He had to do new wiring in there. I think that's where that comes out, because we've actually seen it up on the wall a couple of times.
Oh my gosh.
He hasn't been out in a while, so he must
probably
be
woke it
full.
up.
I don't know when they feed, but yeah. Yeah, we woke him up. Doorbell cameras were on the counter on the other side. That's when it set off and said somebody's at the side door, and we heard the running across the upstairs. So that was a weird thing. But yeah, this is the basement. A team was here, and they had their camera set up. They had like the little tabletop tripod thing, and you can hear them go out. They had a music box up by the door, and you can hear them going out. And then they messaged me too, and they said, "Can you check your camera? Something just happened to our phone." They had it on their little tripod, and I looked, and you can see a shadow come down from the ceiling, and then the phone goes flying off the table. So a lot of people, you'd ask about a vortex. I don't know, but a lot of stuff happens like right in this area. So I don't know. Oh, this is the crawl space. This is where we found the shoe. It's hard to get. The girl I was telling you about that came over when the schizophrenic, I can't open it. But she came up, she has crawled up in there before. I'm like, you are crazy. Because there's spiders up there. I wouldn't crawl up in there. But we were.
So that's where the shoe was.
The shoe was back there. And also upstairs, a couple people have been here, and on the ovulus it'll say, dig here. And I'm like, we're not digging there. Like, we're just not going to do that.
That's actually weird.
Yeah. I mean, those things, though, I mean, it's a database of words. So I don't really know if I want to put a whole lot into that. It's creepy and it's scary and it's something to get a reaction. But I would be... Actually, the guy today when I was doing the podcast, he says, aren't you curious, though? Aren't you just a little bit curious to find out if there is something? And I was like, yeah, but not enough to really do it. Because I don't know what I want the house to be a crime scene. I don't want I don't want the church to be like a crime. Well, we're going to pass on that. So.
That's true.
Can you think of anything else, Wes?
I almost thought I heard like muffled talking.
When?
Like just now.
Who?
I thought I heard muffled talking.
You probably did, because we hear that a lot. Going like the muffled.
Yeah,
well, you
like
said you
Sounds
can't
like
hear
there's
the
people
conversation.
outside.
Yeah, but if you go outside, there's no one out there.
Because I thought I heard when we were doing the interview, I thought I heard like a conversation, but it sounded like it was like outside the window.
Yeah.
like that.
But yes.
Okay, is there somebody outside? Now I have to go look.
Because that's what I was hearing earlier.
There's no one out here.
That's what I heard earlier.
Yeah, there's no one out here.
There's nobody out here.
Could have been like,
But we will. Sometimes we will get things on the ovulus or something that is telling us to come outside.
Really?
Trying to, and you get that like they're trying to lure you outside because it's weird out here.
I mean, I heard that too.
It's like
it sounds like
completely-
it sounds like it's like right outside the window.
But there's,
I mean,
if you
but
walk out and there's nothing
it's
here.
a different sound out here.
Yeah.
It's a completely different vibe outside now.
Yeah.
Oh, and the frogs croaking.
Yeah, but yeah, you hear that, and like you said, you come outside to look because you think somebody's out here.
Yeah, it literally
And
sounds
then
like
there's no one
somebody's-
here, so
yeah.
that's that feeling like something's trying to get you to come outside. That's why, back to that pagan story, I feel like when they say, you know, they helped rid the man of that energy, but they didn't rid the town of it, so it's
Well.
still here. It's still lurking around, and maybe that's what it is, trying to get you to come outside. It got cold too. It was warm earlier. Now
You guys
it's
want to go back
cold.
in?
But yeah,
Wow.
it was like pitch black out here too. It is very dark out here too.
But that's the sound I heard earlier, though. That muffling, like somebody
Yeah.
talking. It
And
sounded
you
just
hear
like that. Yeah.
And then sometimes you just hear like whispering noises. But it does seem like more recently it's more that it's a little bit louder, but it's, like you said, it sounds like it's someone's right outside talking, but there's no one out there.
Yeah. That's the same sound you heard?
yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't sure, but there was like a dog barking up there too. I didn't know, but
So I heard a dog barking, but that was different than,
Yeah.
that sounded different than the dog
Yeah.
bark.
yeah, like in the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
pretty
it's
wild.
weird. It's an eerie feeling. When it gets dark out here, it's like a whole different story. It's like. So welcome to Marco, guys.
Yeah.
am Linda. This is Tori and Cameron.
Hello.
So we are beginning our investigation to see what we can find out about the spirits here. And so this is a church, so I thought it'd be appropriate that we would start off our investigation with a prayer. And Cameron said he would read the prayer for us.
Heavenly Father, we come before you with respect and humility as we enter this place. We ask for your protection and guidance as we begin this investigation. Please surround us with your light and keep us safe from anything that may mean harm. We come with peaceful intentions and mean no disrespect to anyone who may be here. Allow only spirits who wish to communicate in peace and truth to come forward. Any negative or harmful presence is not welcome here and must leave. Watch over us, protect our minds and our bodies, and guide us through this night. When our work here is finished, bring us home safely and allow nothing to follow us. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. So I'm going to stop now and I'm going to go over and turn the lights off. Are you still feeling pretty good, Tori, about everything?
I think so.
Are you a part of this church?
I just felt an overwhelming presence. I just felt something. I felt
Just right now?
Yeah, I definitely did. I feel this completely different feeling right now after you asked that question.
You heard there are stories about they felt a feminine presence here, like there may be a lady that is here, or maybe children that are here.
If anybody's here right now, if you just seen that little light over there, do you think you could go over there and touch it for us? We got a little green light over there for you to guide you to that. If you could set it off for us, that would be amazing. That would prove that you're here.
I know Kate's husband wasn't sure what he believed about everything, and you showed yourself to him to prove that you were here. He used to see shadows, and he heard like a child call mommy, I think. Is that what she said?
Yeah, mama.
Mama.
I'm just listening right now.
Did you hear anything on that?
Well, when you asked your initial,
Oh, somebody's here.
I got this.
Oh, that you had this sensation. Or
I had a
something?
sensation that kind of overfilled me. You said, are you from this church?
Yeah.
I wanted to say that it made out, but I thought I felt them say no.
Oh, really? That's what you felt?
I want to say that I felt that, yeah.
Well, are you from the town? Did you live here?
That's my stomach.
I mean, I know that this town has a long history, a lot of people, a lot of things have happened in this town. Are you from this town or this area? I know Kate said she felt that whatever is here was
Like a weird
from
feeling
here.
down my back.
What's that?
I felt like a weird thing go down my back.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it feel like somebody touched you? Or?
Yeah.
Did you touch Tori's back?
It felt like someone just like went like that.
Really?
Like, did it like rub your back? Like, or
It's
just
almost just like a little like,
really?
yeah.
Do you still feel like a?
That was our tummy. Well, if that's the case, do you think maybe we could, I mean, I know she said most of the energy goes back there, but maybe it's over here
Yeah, I know
tonight.
I know Kate said a lot of the energy was, and we'll go there later on, it's in this next section. There's like a staircase in a loft area. It happens back. There's a lot of energy or things have happened on the other side of this.
We appreciate you trying. Well, we appreciate you being here, if you are. We mean no harm.
Let's try these, the dowsing rods.
Sure.
Let's see. What we'll do is if the answer is yes, make the dowsing rods go inward, and the answer is no, go out. So you're trying to just make them go inward for yes. Oh my gosh. Oh,
I heard something.
I heard something too. Like it sounded like almost like a kid.
It sounded like help.
Did you hear help?
I did too. In my headphones, I did hear that as well. Are you okay?
I also heard like a car too. Could be outside.
I hear a car right now.
There's some lights. Can you see those lights?
Yes, I don't like this. I do not like this.
Okay. That's.
I feel like a lot of things happened at once when the dowsing rods came together.
Yeah.
Tori felt like she said, you said you heard somebody say help?
Yes.
I mean, I can't blame Tori for feeling this way. This
Yeah.
is super freaking creepy. Super creepy.
Is it
It's just knowing the history and just this place and it just. But then like the lights and stuff, I thought something was like going on.
Literally.
Like other than just paranormal, I
Yeah.
thought something weird was going on. Like the lights just like flashing, just.
That was intense, I can't lie. I heard something too. I heard something for sure. And I heard like H, like the H sound.
Make it sound like help.
When Tori said help, it freaked me out.
Okay. You okay? We'll start back over where it goes in. Where going in means yes and out means no. Do you hear that sound?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little glass tingling or something.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to us? Maybe?
We appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
Okay. Did you go to this church before? Yes for in, no for out. Okay. Oh. Wow.
is that sound?
Something outside.
That was like high pitched.
I know. It has to be outside.
Did it sound like a voice or just a sound?
Like a, oh, it's like a dog barking or like whistling.
I think I may have heard something like a whistle.
Yeah.
My goodness. I don't know what that could have been.
Are you okay with us being here?
Okay, well, that was weird. I appreciate it though, thank you. Oh,
Could you feel the energy?
yes.
Did you touch my back earlier?
Bruh.
I'd
Okay.
say yes. Okay.
Could you say yes over here to comfort her? And just play with these rods, honestly.
There it goes. Okay. Do you like this church? I know this church sat empty for a while. You have new owners. Are you happy with everything now?
Keep feeling something on my back.
Now, was it the same thing you felt before down your back?
Yeah.
Like,
So you think it's more just this location that?
oh yeah, I think it's a whole vibe going on. When you asked that first question, I had this swarm feeling. I could have swore I heard on the mic. I could have swore I heard no. And then
What was the first question I asked you? I forget. Are you from this church?
yeah, you're from this church. I could have swore I heard no. And then whenever you got the dowsing rods out for the first time, asked your first question, they went in, and then Tori heard help me, and the lights started flickering. Like it almost felt like it was surreal, honestly.
A lot of the stuff we capture is back around here, upstairs and downstairs. And back in this corner downstairs is where we get a lot of movement and a lot of shuffling sounds. We hear a woman whispering right around here a lot. I don't know, we've heard and other teams have captured a woman saying, "Help me." I don't know if that's Polly Barnett saying, "Help me find my daughter," because she is rumored to have slept here in the church. I don't know if it's some of the missing women that bad things have happened to that may have stumbled across the area that's saying, "Help me." But yeah, we get a lot of, and these are just like odd project pieces I'm working on. But this is just some, now the last couple investigations, they said the back area was really active. I don't know, most of it's been over here, but we have had a lot go on back there too more recently.
We thank you for allowing us here and wanting us here and not saying we don't belong here. You're very welcoming and we appreciate that. We have this app right here. What is it?
It's called necrophonic. No, you can't even see it, but we'll use this, and you could speak through this.
This is going to be very creepy.
Did you say?
This is a very interesting way to communicate. We just want to know what your name is, or what gender you are, who you are. We want to understand who you are.
Is there something, I mean, if there's something you want or need, I mean, say, I mean, I'm Linda, it's Tori and Cameron.
Hello.
So if you want to say our names, tell us who you are.
Could you say Cameron, please?
Did you say that?
I look a little bit like you.
If you could try to make yourself effective with it, that'd be nice. But I do understand some spirits aren't effective with every form of communication.
Can you say your name?
That's so creepy. Yeah, constant cold chills.
I know, like,
Did you used to work in this town? If you did, what did you do? There's train and... Did you hear something? There's coal mines. There used to be a post office here.
Oh yeah.
what's that?
Good sh-
What did it say?
And then I thought I heard like a knock. Did you hear that?
I heard a rattle, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Was that you who made that sound?
Did you lock the door back?
Yes, I bolted it.
It wasn't like a bat sound. It was like bat wings, was it? Dang it.
I sure hope so.
I hope not. What did you think you heard, Tori?
I don't know. Just like rattling.
I heard rattling. Yeah.
If that's you, can you make some sound again?
This is just. I know it's. Does this not just freak you out?
Like me and Tori.
What is wrong with you?
Like, cause I'm thinking about like where we're at.
Yeah, that too.
Okay, I'm hearing. Okay,
I hear
wait.
something.
Oh my gosh.
What is that?
I don't know.
Okay, that's a dog. But the sounds I've heard before that's what I was hearing earlier. I could hear dog sounds. But then it sounds like there is like a conversation. That was a woman's voice. I could hear like somebody talking.
Yeah, I heard whistling as well.
And it's really so weird. It sounds like it's on that right outside the windows. Not inside, but to go outside, there's nothing outside. And this town, like you're saying, is like the middle of nowhere. I know there's a few people around here, but it's a dog. But that's not what I heard earlier.
It's my back again.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it just like somebody's like touching your back?
Yeah, just like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it likes you. Maybe we're trying to tell you it's okay.
It doesn't feel like it.
Because usually when you hear like they have a spirit touch you, it feels like somebody just kind of going like that. That's what it usually feels like. Like somebody had like a spider web.
Yes, that's exactly what it feels like.
They're doing to Tori's back. This is like the third time, right, that's happened.
Yeah. It's so
I don't know why they're picking you to do that.
I don't know.
It would help if we just hear at least your name so we know who you are. If you're a man, woman, or child. What was that? What was that?
What is wrong with you? I don't enjoy doing this.
Like literally.
What's wrong with you?
Don't look at me like that. Tori. Tori thinks I'm strange, everyone.
Cameron does too.
Why?
Thinks she's strange.
Oh my goodness.
I need the lights back on. Why is this the most at ease I've felt this whole time?
Literally.
Really?
Yes.
This basement is secured.
I mean, it's still kind of creepy, but I don't know.
Up there is no joke.
Now this is the place where Kate and her husband, they used to stay down here.
My husband was sitting here at this table when he heard the little girl say mama. He heard it twice. Another thing that's weird, so this ring, we had a dresser over there, and I just had a little dish that I'd put my rings in. This ring disappeared. I looked everywhere for it. I couldn't find it. I thought it just fell off my hand or something. I looked everywhere for it, and it was just gone. I was dusting these pews one day, and it was wedged in the corner of that pew over there.
Oh, you're kidding.
So I always like to think that the little girl was trying to give it to her mama.
Yeah.
So, but I took it back. But back here, so I was standing right here. We used to not have this here. It was around the corner. We had a big refrigerator here. I took it to the other house for Thanksgiving. But I was standing right here when I was making my husband that drink. And as soon as I poured the whiskey in, I heard him say, hey. And the dogs were right here because they're always on top of me. And they like Scooby-Dooed across the floor and ran around and ran up the steps because they thought it was him too. So I turned around thinking that he was there and he wasn't there. So I'm looking and I checked his location and he was still like 15 minutes away. So that's happened twice. And it's both times I've been standing right here and I've been pouring him a drink.
Wow.
So I really think that's tied back to the Bobby Mackey stuff that I brought in.
This was part of that?
No, it's at the house now, but I
Well,
just
okay.
think the energy came with it. And then we started hearing. So we've always heard like light footsteps and, like I said, more feminine type energy. After I brought that here, I feel like it's more masculine. We started hearing heavier footsteps, and then that's when we heard the male voice, and some other people have heard a male voice. So
Wow. They've also seen shadows, like light shadows and dark shadows. So if there's anything you could do, just let us know. So we got to be leaving here within a half hour or less. So maybe this next few minutes you could do something so we know that you're here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I think that picks up on there. Wow, look at that one.
We
You don't
really
have-
appreciate that, by the way.
See, that bat was down here once. Oh my gosh. See, the cat was batting at it. Oh man. I would have been terrified.
Yeah, Linda, I think I would be less terrified at seeing a bat than
Yeah.
doing what we did tonight.
I think that refrigerator went off earlier or something. Whatever that hum is.
Yeah.
Not bad. It's
That
like
creak.
creaking.
Yeah, that creaking.
Oh my gosh. Wait. Why are you like not scared?
Like, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
There seriously is a different vibe here. I'm serious I could be that I've ever
This is
placed. It's different. It's
been
different.
a really weird experience.
And I don't mean that like in a negative way, but it's different. It's a different feeling. I don't know. It's just different.
I don't know if you guys just heard that, but I heard murmuring, bro. I swear.
What?
I swear I just heard like murmuring.
Really?
Yeah, I swear I just heard murmuring. Like back there.
Does it sound like a female voice?
Yeah, no.
Really?
Yeah, I sound like a male.
She did say it was more masculine down here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I must have forgotten about that.
It's a male. I hope that microphone upstairs is picking up something, because
I mean, these sometimes will pick up stuff,
yeah, because I heard that. I don't know if it's gonna like sync, but that's kind of crazy to me. Overwhelming silence.
That
tonight.
thing's going on.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Thank you for doing that for us. Wow.
Look at that, still going off.
Oh,
Wow. You want to stay longer? Is that what it is? Like,
It kind of did do it when we were getting ready to leave.
if you want us to stay a little bit longer, then look at that. I mean, so obviously it's communicating. It likes it down here. It likes. Because this way, for some reason right here, this is the communication device for this person.
I thought it wasn't the whole time, but I just was in the wrong spot.
Do you know who the shoe belongs to upstairs? That came from down over there.
Nah, that is insane.
That's wild. Hopefully it has been. I just feel like a lot of energy in these right now.
Really?
Okay, okay. See, they're just, I mean, they're, okay. Okay.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Wow, okay. Okay, this is really weird. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is wild. Were you with us down in the basement earlier? You caused like the EMF reader to go off. Was that you?
Is that a yes?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds really quiet.
Are you done talking?
Damn. It was terrifying. It might have seemed like there was nothing going on, but there was a lot going on. I felt like I heard so many different voices and felt so many different eerie feelings.
The feeling of like, it kept happening to me, like my back being touched, that was weird.
You had that happen 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like we were getting a lot of activity when we first started.
I don't know, I think
The
it's-
beginning part was rough for me.
I know there's a lot of mixed emotions for you at the beginning. I wasn't sure if we actually was going to finish it. But it was kind of weird because you never know what to expect. I think when we first got here, I would say that there is, I don't know, it's a different feeling here. You could obviously feel a presence of some sort here.
It's strong.
I think more than, and I don't know what it is. I think it's part of it's the location, part of it's the town, part of it's the history, the mysteries that have gone on through this whole community. And I think that combined with the activity that's happened here, you could feel it. I mean, like every time I pull into this place, there's something different every time. It's just, sometimes it feels off. I felt like in a way they were a little bit quiet and reserved tonight for some reason.
They definitely were.
There's a few times we've got a few things of activity. And I don't know, the biggest thing for me is like I keep hearing voices.
Yeah.
And it's the same voices. They're always on this side. Like they're like right outside the window.
And there's nobody there.
It seemed like at first it seemed pretty intense for at least me and Tori. It seemed like at first very intense, but since we've like kind of gathered ourselves and we've gotten used to it, it's felt a lot like calmer, peaceful.
I mean, you don't seem like you were near as scared or anything,
No,
or
especially
worked up.
Yeah.
You're very anxious earlier, but I don't know. But you said even when you went back in there earlier today,
I did.
there
I
was
felt
some kind of a very heavy feeling you felt going back.
It's
in that
like a
back
heavy
room.
feeling in my chest, and then I could kind of feel it like in my stomach as well. Just kind of almost like a pit in my stomach. It just kind of like, it was just different. Like went behind the stairs.
It was a great experience. It was a great day.
At
Had
Marco,
lots of
Indiana.
fun. And yeah,
So, signing off.
signing off. Thank you so much. Personally, like, I've never had a paranormal experience ever in my life. Never.
Oh, are you staying here tonight?